Number one, right? Number one. We're starting out with number one. This game, these performances, these players, all of them should hang their heads in shame. That's the first thing. These players should hang their heads in shame because these players, week in, week out, are performing like this. And quite frankly, they are atrocious. All of them, the whole backline can get sacked for all I care. Neuer does not actually deserve this. Neuer conceding 3 goals. Neuer conceding, 10 goals in a having playing 10 games without conceding goals. He does not deserve this. All these players at the back should be sacked. That's what I'm saying right now. They should all be sacked, all right? None of them know how to defend to save their life. Now, moving on about this actual game. If you're leading 2-0 and you lose the game 3-2, you have no right, none of these players have a single right to demand any sort of wage. All of these players should be right now donating their wage to the nearest charity that they can find. Because if you play like that, you don't deserve anything. If I went to my work tomorrow and I ruined everything, I broke equipment, I would not get paid. I would have to pay money from my own pocket. That's what these players should be doing. That's number 2. Number 3, Flick. We need to talk about Flick right now. I don't care what all of you are saying. I said it last week and I'll say it this week again. Last week I said if it wasn't for Kimmich, if it wasn't for Neuer, and if it wasn't for Lewandowski, a lot of people would have been a lot more critical of Flick. Yes, we've only lost 1 game in 2020. I get that. We won the treble. I get that. Performance-wise, though, we have been poor. And this has continued this season again. Today, I'm not even criticizing the performance. I will be criticizing the performance. But today I'm criticizing his lineup. We all know that Alaba has been atrocious. Alaba, call it bad form, call it his head being turned due to the contract discussion, call it what you want. His form has been bad. It's just been terrible. Pavard, I actually thought Pavard in the last 10 minutes of the game looked very good. Before that, poor. This whole season he's been poor. But in the last 10 minutes of the game, I will give him credit. But to continue playing with the same 11, to continue playing with the same players, and just be like, oh, you know what, fair enough, it's not working, but I'm going to continue trying it. There is a saying, and I'm pretty sure Albert Einstein said this a very, very long time ago. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, expecting different results. And that's exactly what Flick is doing. He's expecting different results. Oh, we're going to work on our defense. Yeah, we're going to work on our defense. We're going to be better defensively. How are you doing that? Nothing has changed. This whole entire season, nothing has changed. If Barcelona took their chances against us in the Champions League, we would have talked a different story. If PSG took their chance in the Champions League, we would have talked a different story. He's won the treble, and again, as I said, you get a 3 years pass in terms of results, right? If we crash out right now and we don't win the Bundesliga, so on and so forth, I don't care. What I care about is performances. I don't care if we have the worst season ever this season and win absolutely 0. That doesn't matter to me. What I care about is performances. I care about other players being better and better, all right? And that's what's not happening here. The players are getting worse and worse. Kimmich today, atrocious. Poor. Very, very poor. It was only until the last 10 minutes. Why is it only the last 10 minutes when we suddenly, we need to score a goal. Yay, let's now try. What were you doing the whole game? Not trying at all. Oh, we're 2-0 up. Aha, let's take our foot off the gas. Oh no, we're suddenly 3-2 down. Let us now try the last 10 minutes. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Gladbach is a good team. But when you're leading 2-0, there is no way they should be coming back. Absolutely no way. And this is not just a one-off. So if this was a one-off game, I would say whatever, right? It happens. It's football. It's one of those things. This has been the story of the season. We've had, 3 clean sheets this season. Schalke, Atletico Madrid, and one other team that I'm forgetting right now. We've had 3 clean sheets. We've had like 20, 30 games, 25 games or so this season. And we've had 3 clean sheets. Do you know how embarrassing that is? Do you know how embarrassing it is that when I'm placing a bet right now, I'm like, yeah, both teams to score. I know that. It's a freebie. That's how embarrassing this is. I go into these games being like, okay, we're going to score in the first 20 minutes. Hopefully we can turn it around. We didn't turn it around today. Another loss. It's not like the loss itself is not that big of a deal. It's the fact that this is a pattern now. And that's the issue. It's a pattern now. It's happening every single day. It's happening every single game. And that is basically what my big worry is, right? We are declining. The players are declining. There were only 3 good players today. One of them was Neuer. He conceded 3 goals, and he's still one of our good players. That says it all. When your goalkeeper, who's conceded 3 goals, is still one of your best players, one of your 3 best players on the pitch, you know you have issues. You know you have issues. The other 2 players, I don't think come to any surprise, are Goretzka and Sané. And those are the only 3 players that I can say, you know what, you lot did well. Then we can talk about Coman. Coman, obviously, he came in and he looked sharp. But Coman only played for 23 minutes. That's another issue today. The subs. Where were the subs, all right? Flick has to take massive criticism for that. You have players like Musiala on the bench. You have Costa, who's absolutely offered nothing for 67 minutes. He should have been subbed after the first half. That's the reality of them. That's the reality of the situation. He should have been subbed off after the first half. He offered us absolutely nothing. Zero. Zilch. All right, he should have been subbed off. Coman should have come on after 45 minutes. And if Coman is not fit to start or to play from the 45th minute onwards, you put Musiala on, and then later on you put Coman on for, say, Müller, and then you switch Musiala as a number 10. You switch Musiala with Coman, all right, as a number 10. That's what should have happened. But no. Let's wait until the 67th minute to put Coman, and woohoo, yay, great. It's a joke. It's a joke. That's basically what it is. It's a joke, right? It's a joke. It's a grade A joke, and I'm not laughing. Because these performances have been so bad, right? I come here every week, give or take, whenever these games are, and I'm like, you know what? We were trash. We were absolutely terrible. We were awful. But you know what? We scored 5 goals because our strikers are this good. Today you saw what happened, right? Today you saw what happened when our strikers are having an off day. And your strikers, your players up front, they're supposed to have off days too, right? Müller, terrible game. Terrible game, all right? Lewandowski, terrible game. Sané, good game. Very good game, I'd say. But, like, when obviously Costa, terrible game, right? So they're supposed to have off days. They're supposed to be allowed to have off days. And in these off days, your defense is supposed to carry you. Your midfield is supposed to carry you. Your goalkeeper is supposed to carry you. The rest of the team is supposed to carry you. Not the case at all. Not the case at all. Today, our strikers are off pace for once. Our whole team collapsed. And that says it all. The second our strikers are not up to task, we're done. And today, that proves it. The second our strikers collapsed, we were done. Finished. Kaput. That's what happened today, all right? We were just, it was useless. This game was useless. It was pointless, right? It was actually pointless. Because the second you saw, okay, Müller's not performing, Lewandowski scored. People say, well, Lewandowski scored. How can you say he's not performing? He wasn't good. He was not good at all. He was terrible. Same as Müller. When those two are not performing, those two, who I would say Müller is definitely our most consistent player alongside Neuer, and generally Kimmich as well. Kimmich hasn't been that great either. Kimmich was terrible in the last game when he played in midfield. It was great when he moved to right back, but in midfield he was terrible. Today he was just terrible because he didn't move anywhere. Today he was just terrible in midfield until like the last 10 minutes when suddenly, oh, we need to score a goal. And then suddenly the players woke up. It's like, oh, suddenly we know how to play football. It's ridiculous and it's annoying. It's frustrating. It's everything combined. And that's basically what it is, right? That's basically, it's a shambles. It's a shambles. The performances have not improved. We'll probably get the same interviews that we've been hearing for the past 5-6 months. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely have to work on our defense. At the end of the day, our defense is atrocious, but what can we do? We don't have a certain Lucas Hernandez, who's an excellent centre-back, on the bench. Oh, man, I don't know what I could possibly have done. The players need to start performing better. We will hear the same things that we've heard all season, and I'm going to be sitting here like, yeah, okay, of course. And then next week, whenever we play, actually, no, we're lucky we're playing Schalke soon, so that's the only time we'll actually, not look as it's the only time we're not threatened against Schalke. That's the only game where I can be like, I don't think they're gonna score. Against every other team, my instinct is, well, they're probably going to score 1 or 2 goals, maybe even 3. Against Schalke, I can confidently say, we're not going to concede. But that's not good enough. Schalke haven't won a single game this season. They've not won in like 12 months, all right? They've not won a single game in 12 months. I should be going into that game expecting us, you know what? We're going to smash them. We're going to smash them. They're absolutely useless. I should be going into most teams, just based on the quality of the squad, I should be saying, you know what? We have so much better players. We have a good, on paper, a good defense, a good midfield, a good attack, and the world's greatest goalkeeper. We should be going against every team in world football and be like, we're not going to concede. Just for once, we're not going to concede. I don't care if we score, I don't care how many goals we score. What I care, as I said before, plenty of times, and in case people don't understand what I'm saying, I'm going to spell it out to you. What I care about is performances. Performances, right? On the pitch. Leistung. That's what I care about. Performances, right? I care that we perform to a adequate level, to a good level, to a great level, mind you, right? We have some of the most expensive players in the world. We pay them some of the best wages in world football. And what do we have to show for it? Poor performances, the poor performance that we'll salvage it in the last 5 minutes. We'll salvage it in the last 10 minutes. You know, it's a story of the season. They scored 2 goals against us, but we scored 5 in the second hour. We scored five in the last 10 minutes, like against Salzburg. It's like, we don't deserve that. That's a fluke victory, right? That's a fluke victory because, we don't know how to play, but let's turn up for the last 10 minutes. It's not good enough. It is not good enough. That's simply what it is. It's not good enough. These Gladbach players are not going to win the Bundesliga. These Gladbach players are not going to, go through in the Champions League. That's not going to happen. They have good players, but next season they likely won't have the same players because they're not a team that's built to win. They're a good team, and I said this before already. In terms of Bundesliga challengers, it's Leipzig at number 1, Leverkusen at number 2, and then Gladbach at number 3, and then you have Dortmund at number 4. That's in terms of like the challengers for the Bundesliga, right? Besides us. Though that's the order. So it's not that I don't rate Gladbach. I do rate Gladbach. But when you're leading 2-0, you could be the 1973, 1974 Bayern Munich team. And you should not have a chance to come back against us. That's basically what I'm saying. It doesn't matter who you are. If we're leading 2-0, there is no way they should have a comeback. There is no way, first of all, they should have 2 goals in the span of the first half after we're leading 2-0. Because we don't need to attack. We're leading 2-0. Control the game, seal the game off after 25 minutes, and it's, GG, and we're going home. But no, instead, defense? What is defense? Let me give the ball away. Woohoo! It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's not just the players that are at fault today. It's not just the players that are at fault today. These players have been poor. These players have been atrocious. But the fact that they're playing week in, week out, right, goes down to 2 people. 2 people here. 1, Brazo. 2, Flick. And that's how I'm gonna end it. Brazo and Flick. Brazo for his signings. They've not worked out. I think Sa is massively underrated. He's not been fantastic, but he's been good enough. He's been good enough and better than Pavard this season, and he really should be playing over Pavard this season. And Rocker, I feel has been, it took him a while, but he has been good. So he should be getting a lot more game time. 1 sub today. Now that goes to Flick. 1 sub today. And starting with that back 4, that is on Flick. That's all I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. That is all I'm saying. This team needs to perform. And there is no use saying, we'll perform next game, They don't need just to perform against one. They don't need to perform for just one game. They now need to perform for 3, 4, 5 games. Because quite frankly, it's been ridiculous, right? This has been so long. This has been happening for so long, week in, week out, that as of right now, then there needs to be a string of performances. Even if it's just a 1-0 victory, or even if it's just A 1-1 draw is not good enough because right now we've conceded too many goals. We have conceded too many goals, and that is just embarrassing. They need to start keeping clean sheets. They need to start controlling games more, and they need to start playing good football. That's what I'm saying. And that's how I'm going to end it, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.